Follow us on Facebook at Off Script with Super E Podcast. Also follow us on Twitter at offscriptpod_1. Off Script with Super E recommends listener discretion, as these real but sometimes uncensored stories can be filled with mature content.
Good morning, listeners. It's A-Train. I'm here talking with the star of the show, Super E. What's up,
A-Train?
Oh, how you doing?
Not too bad. It's a beautiful Sunday morning here where I'm at.
It's very beautiful here, too. Yes. When we get done here, I'm going to go outside.
You know what? I've already been outside. Like I told you earlier, I've already had to corral 2 goats of my neighbors. I got out. I was getting ready to eat my wife's garden, which would have been their death sentence. So I saved their lives by getting them back into their pen.
Hey, you know what? Let's just go back over that. Tell me, so when you went outside today, it was a little chilly. You just grabbed the first coat you could find off the hook, huh?
Yeah, so when I opened the back door to go outside, I was, it's a little chilly out. So I just reached back and grabbed the first coat without really paying attention to it. I put it on. I'm like, wait a minute. This is my 16-year-old stepdaughter's fluffy jacket. But I said, nobody's going to see me, because I only have one neighbor and the rest of them are miles away. Nobody's going to see me. I'm just going to go throw this out in the trash barrel. And so then I walked to the front yard because we put our trash barrel in front because trash day is tomorrow.
Okay.
And then I'm walking back, and all of a sudden, here comes my neighbor's 2 goats across the street. I can't remember their names. I think it's like Taffy and Waffy and something like that.
Okay.
And they're very sweet, but they come over and I pet them. And, of course, they do their little shit on the sidewalk that comes out like little balls.
Pellets, yeah.
And I'm like, oh, thanks, guys. And then they start eyeing my wife's garden that she works so hard.
Oh, shit.
To plant, and she's got all these gigantic dreams for her, like we're going to be eating giant tomatoes and cucumbers and all this. Well, they start making a beeline for that, and I had to round up a couple of goats and do the Dr. Doolittle, coax them back over to my neighbor's barn, and they're walking. One's very cooperative and goes back inside. The other one's kind of taking her time. Well, right then, one of my neighbor's buddies that helps him with his cattle pulls up in this big rig, and he gets out and he sees what I'm trying to do. He gets out and helps me get that other goat up, and then I can see he's eyeing the coat I'm wearing, and so I could tell I look like Dennis Rodman marrying himself with Madonna. I'm like, no, he's looking at the jacket that I didn't think anybody would see. And I go, okay, I believe I must explain the jacket. And he just goes, he doesn't want to say anything. I go, it's the first thing I grabbed. I wasn't paying attention. It's my 16-year-old stepdaughter's. It's very warm.
And okay, just a little description. So it's a teenage girl's jacket. It's a little
small, granted, but it's extremely comfortable. And he was like, all right. So I know my neighbor's going to hear it later. I don't know what's up with the guy across the street.
What color was it?
It's black.
Okay. It was black, but it was furry.
It looks like very fluffy wool, and the way it's cut, I basically look like it looks like Elton John's getting ready to flop down on the piano stool and start playing Philadelphia Freedom.
Oh, geez.
So,
okay, Dennis Rodman, what do you got for us today?
Well, today I'm going to talk about, this happened a long time ago, probably 30 years ago. And some of the district detectives, they had heard about a party that was happening in this bar. It was like a private party.
Okay.
And the information they got, there was going to be a lot of cocaine in there, illegal drugs and stuff.
Okay.
And so they didn't know how to get into this place because, like I said, it was going to be like a private party type of thing.
Right.
And also it was going to be only Hispanic folks.
Okay.
And so they didn't have any Hispanic folks that thought they could go in there without being detected or whatever.
Right.
So they asked me because, remember, back when I was a uniform officer, people thought I was Hispanic. I was one part of town I was Chico, the other part I was Gonzalez, and then or I was Eric. What's his name? Eric
Estrada.
Yeah, Eric Estrada. He used to call me Chips.
And then Jump Street too.
Yeah. Then I was Jump Street. But anyway, so they asked me. They go, "Hey, do you think you can go in there?" I go, "Yeah." They said, "Now you're going to have to take somebody with you." I said, "Yeah, I got one of the somebody can help me." D, the Fountain Square Demi Moore. She'd be more than happy to help. And they're like, right on, because we're getting tons of complaints on the place.
Okay.
So that was a plan. Me and Dee was going to go in there to see if we could see any drugs, buy the drugs, point out who's selling the drugs, the whole thing. So we go in there, and I could tell they were IDing people at the door.
Really?
And stuff like that. Oh, yeah.
Okay.
So me and Dee, come up, and, I, Bigfoot Gringo, and she looks like Daisy Duke Trailer Park. And I thought, hopefully they let us in. And they saw us, and, they said, even though we didn't know anybody, come on in.
Come on in.
I think they loved Dee. And we go on in, and the place is packed, and they're playing music. And it's just like music. But then in Hispanic music, they got that trumpet that comes out of nowhere.
Oh, yeah.
What the hell just happened? So nobody knows this, but next thing you know, they sit us down at the table with all their friends, and we're laughing and joking. We have no idea what they're saying.
Right.
And the next thing I know, this one guy, I could see they keep going back to the bathroom, back and forth to the bathroom. So I was like, well, I think something is going on in the bathroom.
Well, he could just have a prostate problem. Or,
yes.
Tiny bladder. I don't know.
Yeah, but I don't think that's what it was.
Right.
I don't think they were using something for their bladder in this. They weren't shoving things up for their prostate.
Okay.
So I go into the bathroom, and there's like 12 guys in this small bathroom. And every one of them is snorting cocaine off whatever there is. Dirty ass bathroom stink. Stall toilet. I'm like, oh my God.
Damn.
So I'm looking around, and I actually had to urinate. And I just go, hey guys, can you stop snorting cocaine for 5 seconds so I can take a piss? And no, pardon, sorry, pardon. So everybody picked up their cocaine and let me go into the stall and urinate. And so then I go back to the table, and the guy that I kept seeing go back and forth, he was the dealer. He was supplying everybody with cocaine.
Okay.
So I looked at him, and I said, the best I could, you know how you speak with somebody that doesn't understand you, you all of a sudden assume they're deaf because you start talking louder,
right,
and saying words that they don't understand.
Right.
I'm like, I would like to buy the cocaine, and he's like, okay, and then cocaine. Oh, and he's kind of looking at me, and then I just motioned over to Dee, and I said, tell him you want cocaine. And she looked at him and goes, I want cocaine. And he was like, see. So then me, Dee, and him, we go into the bathroom, and he lays out this cocaine. I gave him a whole stack of loot. And then he was wanting to do it right then. He was like, no, we can't do it now. We don't want people bursting in on us. And he was like, okay, see. So we go back outside, and the plan was, now this is how long ago it was.
Yeah.
I didn't have the I didn't have a transmitting device that could work because we knew it was going to be too loud.
Right.
And so nobody would be able to hear me. And the clothes I was wearing, I wouldn't be able to hide anything. Didn't have a gun, didn't have a transmitting device. because normally when I would wear a transmitting device like that, it would be in a very sensitive area, and these things like to heat up, and I didn't want to be there setting on it, so it would be between one sensitive area and another sensitive area.
I think that's called the taint.
I didn't want my taint to combust into flames.
Now, I think here's the deal, though. I think the male word for taint is gooch. I think on a guy it's called a gooch. But anyway, go ahead.
I've never heard that before.
Never heard that?
I think I know an officer who has the last name of Gooch.
Yes. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
So, anyways, I had to go outside to a payphone and let them know, hey guys, the backup. There was like 20 some officers, all in uniform.
Right.
And I said, hey guys, we've got it. Come on in, because they had like an anticipatory search warrant.
Okay.
You don't hear that very much, but
yeah.
They had a warrant that if the undercover officer was able to buy cocaine, they could come in and do a search warrant of the premises.
Right.
So now they get to come in. They come busting in. And they all knew who D was. And so, anyways, I go back in, and D is holding court at the table. She's surrounded by all these adoring guys looking at her.
Mm-hmm.
Don't understand a word she's saying, but she's just sitting there talking, hey, you sons of bitches! Because now what I forgot is she didn't have much tolerance for long neck, bud beer, or whatever it's called.
Okay.
I'm a non-drinker.
Yeah.
But when I went out to use the phone, they all started buying her long neck buds.
Oh.
And she started pounding them. So now.
Gotcha.
She's fucked up. And she's hollering at everybody, hey, you motherfucker, give me another one. So I go in and I go, what just happened? And I kind of pulled her aside. I said, hey, dial it down, Otis Freak Out Campbell. And I said, they're coming in here in a minute now. And she goes, who's that? Well, all the police officers, you know the game plan. Oh, yeah. She goes, I'll play it cool. I said, you do that. Just play it cool. Like, we don't know what's going on. Just play it cool. Be quiet. Don't say anything. She goes, I won't say a word. You can count on me, Super E. I said, thank you. The police come busting in. And, of course, they got to treat us like everybody else.
Right.
So they're everybody on the ground. They all give, everybody stand up, everybody on the ground. It's all conflicting orders ending in motherfucker.
Right.
And so they grabbed me and D. And then I thought D knew how to go with the plan. She goes, one of the police officers kind of grabbed her, put her up, and goes, hey, you motherfucking piece of shit, take your fucking dirty ass paws off me. I said, okay, Charlton Heston, we're not on the...
You're not going with the flow, D.
Yeah, yes. I'm like, go easy. And then the one officer that was the head of it, she kept looking at him. You are a piece of shit. You fucking piece of shit. And this kept going on. And I'm looking at her like trying to give her the cut to the neck thing, like easy.
Yeah.
And finally, one of the guys comes up and goes, Super E, I know this is your informant, but she's pissing off fucking everybody. And if she keeps up, we're going to go to jail. He goes, do something with her. So I got to saddle up next to her and go, you're going to end up in fucking jail if you don't shut that fucking big mouth. She goes, did I come on too strong? Oh, no, not a bit. No, you're perfect. Well, I just wanted to make it look real. Well, you made it look real crazy.
Yeah.
So don't say another fucking word. So we don't both have to go to jail, because I just can't have her go to jail.
Yeah.
And then, I got to pretend like I'm going to jail.
Right.
So anyways, thankfully, she calms the fuck down. They executed. We locked up the main dude. I mean, I got lucky. Just got lucky that I kept noticing the same guy going back to the bathroom, and everybody would come by his table.
Right.
And then he would get up. So I thought, well, let me go in there. And then that's when I saw the crowd of guys shoving the cocaine up their nose. But they were kind enough to let me urinate.
Yes, that was nice of him.
Then he was nice enough to sell to me directly.
Well,
and so he went to jail. They got a bunch of arrests for other drug crimes and all this. And the neighborhood people were ecstatic.
I bet they were.
Because this has been happening. They've been doing this and causing problems and all this. So the people around, which were Hispanic folks in that neighborhood, they were kind of sick of it.
Right.
And so they wanted something done, and we said we were on top of it.
Well,
so
here's the deal. That wasn't luck. That was you were doing your Super E stuff. You saw what was going on and figured it out, and figured out who the guy was, and you made it happen, Super E.
Well, that's true. You kind of have in your head the component of what you want to happen, and this is how it will go. But like I said, sometimes when you're doing something, you get lucky to help you successfully complete the task. And it didn't hurt that they loved Dee. They thought she was great.
Exactly.
She had a very charismatic personality.
Exactly.
She had so much charisma, she almost ended up in the Gray Barn Hotel with a green bologna sandwich.
Well, and that's another thing. So, I mean, you and Dee, you went in this place cold. You obviously were an outsider. I mean, and you guys were just able to talk and schmooze your way in, made all kinds of friends, and then locked them up. That's great.
Exactly. But the good thing about it was, they didn't know that we were the ones, thank God. Now, they might have put two and two together.
Maybe. But that is some good work, Super E, and drunk Dee with her big drunk mouth.
I know, I couldn't believe it, man. But that and that was just we did on a regular basis. This wasn't something that just happened every once in a while. No, this is what we did on a regular basis.
Exactly. You would, there'd be complaints just all over the place. And a lot of times there wasn't a lot of information, was there? And you just had to go in, wing it, and figure it out.
Yeah, exactly. And the thing is once you're successful at doing that, and then you get a chance to help out all the units, not just the unit that you work in, all the other units. And we had like 5 or 6 narcotics units. You had one big one, and then the ones that were broken into for the neighborhoods. And that's what this was. This was one of the district level narcotics people. And you had what you call NROs, which were uniform officers, but their main goal was whatever the citizen complaints were, they focused in on that. So we would combine all our efforts to just quell the crime that was plaguing that neighborhood. And
I'm gonna toot the horn for you. That sounded weird, but I'm gonna compliment you is what I'm gonna do. You were known throughout the department that if a unit needed help, they couldn't get in somewhere, whatever, they would come to you. I mean, you helped out all kinds of units, and because they knew you could get it done. You were the man.
I'd want to pat myself on the back. A lot of it, like you said, was like experience, and I had good help from my handy helpers.
Right.
And also I enjoyed it. It was like I wasn't going to work every day. It's not like, I had to sit in a cubicle at a desk. I just can't imagine that. Yeah. Every day when I went to work, I was like, what is going to happen today?
Exactly.
What exciting thing is going to happen today?
And stuff happened to you, Super E, that didn't happen to other people. You've got some good stories.
There was a lot of crazy things that happened, and A-Train was there a lot of the times. We were doing it; they were asking for our help.
Well, absolutely. It was when we got together, man. That was a dynamic duo.
It was. Sparks flew.
Yes.
Wait a minute, that sounded weird.
Yeah, that did. That kind of sounded like when I said I wanted to toot your horn or whatever.
I know.
Okay. Well, listen, that was a good tale, Super E. I enjoyed that. So
10-4.
Hopefully listeners enjoyed it, and I hope they come back, all 4 of them. And yeah, let's just go ahead and close this one out.
10-4.
All right. See ya. Bye.
See ya.